Couldn't use that much water if we left the water running all day long.
A Trussville mother is raising some serious questions about how her water bills are being calculated and if customers are being treated fairly. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Carla Wade.
I'm Guy Rawlings. After speaking out, she says her service was shut off, her bills doubled, and her concerns have frankly been ignored.
And tonight we are digging deeper into what's happening. After months of requests, Central Alabama Water is sitting down with WBTM 13's Michael Higdon tonight.
Michael, they claim every meter is supposed to be read in person, but customers say too many things are falling through the cracks.
We first introduced you to Laura Limbaugh back in February. She was sent 3 bills in 1 month, all totaling about $800. Well, after we started digging for answers, Limbaugh finally heard back from Central Alabama Water. She says CAW told her they estimated her meter over 4 months. They also adjusted her bill after our story by $300. But Limbaugh says after talking with us, her service was suddenly cut off.
The very next morning we woke up and we didn't have water.
That's despite being told her water would stay on. The mother paid the bill and paid to have her water turned back on. Fast forward to March.
I called and said, hey, I haven't gotten my bill. They said they're coming back out to read it the next day.
Then came the bills, 2 issued on the same day.
One is $517 and one is $461.
That's nearly $1,000. Only Limbaugh and her teenage daughter live in the house.
There's absolutely no way that anybody can pay over $1,000 for 2 girls in a house. And we couldn't use that much water.
According to Central Alabama Water, Limbaugh used 20,000 gallons in just 3 weeks. To put that into perspective, we did the math. If a single person drinks a gallon of water a day, they would need to consume water for about 55 years to hit 20,000 gallons. Limbaugh's water usage the month before, according to CAW, less than 2,000 gallons. That's a tenfold increase. And when it comes to verifying that usage, Limbaugh says the meter may not have been read at all, a concern she brought up months ago.
You can't even see the numbers. No one has been there to read the meter.
After months of asking, Central Alabama Water finally agreed to sit down with me to talk about the concerns people have been raising, but with one condition. I couldn't ask about any specific customer cases, and that's a notable shift because after my last story, they told me to bring specific customer concerns directly to them and said they would address them. So the biggest issues I asked John Matson, the spokesperson for the public utility, about meter readings and wrong bills.
Typically, the way they read the meters, they pull up in their truck, they get out, they lift the meter lid, they see the reading, they record it on their handheld device, put the lid back on it, hop back in their truck, drive to the next meter, and repeat that process over and over. On the course of an average day, a meter reader will read approximately 450 meters.
To put that into perspective, on a typical 8-hour workday, a worker would have to read roughly 1 meter every minute to reach 450 meters in a single day. Matson told me CAW has around 50 meter readers. With that standard protocol, can you guarantee that the meter readers are following that every single time?
They have devices that track their movements and the things they're doing, and that's one way we have quality assurance. The meter reader goes out, they log the meter, and of course there's a GPS tracker on there, so our system knows roughly where the meter is located and is that device where they registered that roughly close to where that meter is.
After clarifying, Matson did say of the 220,000 meters they read every month, about 1% of those readings are estimated. He says there are 3 attempts to read a meter before it's estimated. As for the spikes in water usage and bill amounts we've been hearing about,
our system knows the historical consumption of a customer. And if our meter reader goes out and the meter reading is very low or it's very high, it flags it in our system. And it will tell the reader to go back by on that shift and reread the meter to confirm their reading was correct.
Matson went on to explain for several minutes the checks and balances they have in place to ensure accuracy. Among them, having employees go back to reread meters that measure very high or very low, those in billing check abnormal numbers, and then reaching out to the customer. The protocol sounds great. We are hearing that it is almost impossible to get in touch with Central Alabama Water, from the customer service side of things to the billing side of things to getting people to come back out and read meters side of things. I mean, what do you say to the customers who are so frustrated?
We are working to build a world-class utility that our customers can trust, and that will take some time, and we're making strides in that direction. The other thing I would encourage our customers to do is if they have a concern to contact us.
Limbaugh says she's tried that and continues to be unsuccessful. She says she'll keep pushing, not just for herself, but for others who may be facing the same issue.
I feel like I have become the voice of this. I want them to do better for all of us.
Now, Limbaugh says that she's now getting disconnection notices if she does not pay those extremely high bills. So I reached out to Matson again to look specifically into her matter. As of last night, he says the utility should have reached out to Limbaugh more proactively when they noticed her high readings, but he says they do stand by them. Meanwhile, Limbaugh says that she hasn't heard from the company since they sent 2 men to her house last week unannounced. If you've had similar issues with your bill, we want to hear from you. You can email our Investigates team at the email right here on your screen. That's WVTM13investigates@hearst.com.